the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross, German, Ritterkreuz des Eisernen Kreuzes, and its variants were the highest awards in the military of Nazi Germany during World War II. The Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross was awarded for a wide range of reasons and across all ranks, from a senior commander for skilled leadership of his troops in battle to a low-ranking soldier for a single act of extreme gallantry. Presentations were made to members of the three military branches of the Wehrmacht: the Heer, Army, Kriegsmarine, Navy, and Luftwaffe, Air Force, as well as the Waffen-SS, the Reichsarbeitsdienst, RAD, Reich Labour Service, and the Volkssturm, German national militia. There were also 43 recipients in the military forces of allies of Nazi Germany. There is currently no official German government list of KCE recipients. Analysis and acceptance of the Order Commission of the Association of Knight's Cross Recipients, AKCR, indicates that up to 7,321 awards may have been made between its first presentation on 30 September 1939 and its last bestowal on 17 June 1945. These recipients are listed in the 1986 edition of Walther-Peer Fellgiebel's book, Die Träger des Ritterkreuzes des Eisernen Kreuzes 1939–1945. The bearers of the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross 1939–1945. Fellgiebel was a recipient of the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross, and was also the former chairman and head of the Order Commission of the AKCR. In 1996, a second edition of this book was published with an addendum delisting 11 of the recipients. In 2007, Weizsäcker published his Die Ritterkreuz Träger 1939–1945, the Knight's Cross Bearers 1939–1945. Schertz's book was compiled from documents held by the German Federal Archives, and cast out on 193 of the listings in Fellgiebel's 1996 book. The majority of the disputed recipients were listed as having received the award in 1945, when the deteriorating situation of the Third Reich during the final days of World War II left a number of nominations incomplete and pending in various stages of the approval process. Schertz's book has been described as a masterpiece by Professor Dr. Franz W. Seidler of the Bundeswehr University Munich, and as an indispensable reference book by a sectioned head of the Deutsche Dienststelle WOST. The Wehrmacht Records Repository. Listed here are the 368 Knight's Cross recipients of the Wehrmacht and Waffen-SS whose last name is in the range bar-BM. Scherz has challenged the validity of 13 of these listings. This is the first of two lists of all 725 Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross recipients whose last name starts with B. The recipients whose last name is in the range BNBZ are listed at List of Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross recipients, BNBZ. Background: the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross and its higher grades were based on four separate enactments. The first enactment, Reichsgesetzblatt IS. 1573 of 1 September 1939 instituted the Iron Cross, Eisernen Kreuz, the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross and the Grand Cross of the Iron Cross, Großkreuz des Eisernen Kreuzes. Article 2 of the enactment mandated that the award of the higher class be preceded by the award of all preceding classes. As the war progressed, some of the recipients of the Knight's Cross distinguished themselves further in a higher grade. The Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves, Eichenlaub, was instituted. The oak leaves, as they were commonly referred to, were based on the second Knight's Cross-related enactment of 3 June 1940. In 1941, two higher grades of the Knight's Cross were instituted. The enactment of 28 September 1941 introduced the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves and swords. mit Eichenlaub und Schwertern, and the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves, swords and diamonds, mit Eichenlaub, Schwertern und Brillanten. At the end of 1944, the final grade, the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with golden oak leaves, swords, and diamonds, mit Golden Eichenlaub, Schwertern und Brillanten, based on the last Knight's Cross-related enactment of 29 December 1944, became the final variant of the Knight's Cross authorized. Recipients: the Oberkommando der Wehrmacht, Supreme Command of the Armed Forces, kept separate Knight's Cross lists, one for each of the three military branches: Heer, Army, Kriegsmarine, Navy, Luftwaffe, Air Force, and for the Waffen-SS. Within each of these lists a unique, sequential number was assigned to each recipient. The same numbering paradigm was applied to the higher grades of the Knight's Cross. One list per grade. Of the 368 awards made to servicemen whose last name is in the range bar BM, 31 were later awarded the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves, 12 the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves and swords, and 1 the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves, swords and diamonds. 19 presentations were made posthumously. Heer members received 232 of the medals. 15 went to the Kriegsmarine, 100 to the Luftwaffe, and 21 to the Waffen-SS. The sequential numbers greater than 843 for the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves, and 143 for the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves and swords are unofficial, and were assigned by the Association of Knight's Cross Recipients, AKCR, and are therefore denoted in parentheses. The recipients are initially ordered alphabetically by last name. The rank listed is the recipient's rank at the time the Knight's Cross was awarded. This, along with the plus, indicates that a higher grade of Knight's Cross was awarded as well. This, along with the asterisk, indicates that the Knight's Cross was awarded posthumously. This, along with the question mark, indicates that historian Weiss Goetze has expressed doubt regarding the veracity and formal correctness of the listing. Notes. Listed by Fellgiebel but disputed by Goetze. Discrepancies in sources. Citations. Bibliography. Das Bundesarchiv. Military Archive, Freiburg im Breisgau. Retrieved 2 January 2011.